Tonight, I'm going to be channeling the energy of the actor and musician, Isaac Kappy. Isaac Kappy is more recently known as a conspiracy theorist, basically because he posted a lot of videos. He went live quite often on YouTube. In fact, I watched many of those lives that he was on at the time back then. And anyway, so he would like share his conspiracy theories about what's going on in Hollywood. But, you know, in his opinion, this is not a conspiracy theory. So he actually outed a lot of celebrities and said that they were involved in a lot of horrible activities, let's just say. People such as Oprah, Tom Hanks, Seth Green, and the list goes on. So, I remember one time during one of Isaac Kappy's videos, he even stated that he in no way is suicidal or, you know, having the desire to do that to himself. He stated that that is not something that he is thinking about or wants to do. So, when it turns out that on May 13th, 2019, we were told that Isaac Kappy jumped off of an overpass into oncoming traffic in Arizona. So, I just want to channel Isaac Kappy to get his true story, what really happened to Isaac Kappy. And I'm going to light this candle in honor of the energy of Isaac Kappy. And while this candle remains lit, I will be a channel for his energy to come through and to tell us what really happened to you, Isaac Kappy. So now I'll set aside my ego and personal identity so that I can be a clear channel for the energy of Isaac Kappy. And now as I light this candle, I am now opening myself as a channel for Isaac Kappy's energy. We're going to make it right tonight. Whoa. If you read my community post, you know what that's about. That's how Isaac confirmed to me that tonight's the night that we're going to make it right. So, I'm going to start with 3 of the Rider-Waite cards after I just give them a few shuffles. Alright, Isaac, I want to know the energy, your energy, leading up to the event of your death. We have the Chariot, the 3 of Cups, and we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like with the Chariot there, that Isaac Kappy was feeling in control of something in his life leading up to this, up to his death on May 13th, 2019. And also, there is the cards of the 3 of Cups as well as the 6 of Pentacles. And I feel like he felt like it was his duty to share his experience, to share with the people his experience, right? So I feel like he was fully in control of doing that leading up to the event of his death. So now I'm going to clarify with 3 of the Deviant Moon Tarot cards. So Isaac Kappy, please clarify the Chariot, the 3 of Cups, and the 6 of Pentacles regarding your energy leading up to the event of your death. Look at that. We got the Six of Pentacles. Confirmation. I feel like there's definitely an exchange going on. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so we got the 8. The 8 of Pentacles. And it's like he's working towards something. Leading up to the event of his death. And finally, we have the 7 of Cups. And in the 7 of Cups, it looks like he's trying to paint a certain kind of picture here, right? But it's kind of sad. I feel like in this one, it's definitely sad. Because in the drawing, the face on the moon is a sad face. And there are 2 faces on the figure making the drawing. And it seems like the darker face is the one, you know, with this perception of sadness. The dark moon being the hidden moon. Because in a new moon, the dark moon, you don't see the moon. So I feel like underneath, Isaac Kappy had some level of sadness. Probably regarding, like, his job, his work. He was an actor. He played in some movies and TV shows, as well as being in a band, I believe. But I feel like there is sadness regarding his work and kind of like feeling like he gave a lot. Feeling like he could have made a lot, but he was only given a little. Do you see the figure that is standing has all of these pentacles behind his back, while only giving 1 to this figure down here. And Isaac is telling me that, you know, he could have had a bigger share of this through his work, but they did not, you know, that's some source of his sadness as well, leading up to his death. All right. So, Isaac, now we want to know what really happened. What happened to you on that night? On May 13th, 2019, when you died. What happened? I gotta start this over. Isaac, Kappy. Messages for Isaac, Kappy. I'm gonna shuffle these cards as well, because I didn't shuffle them first. That message was becoming scrambled, so I just want to start over before we go anywhere. That's actually also a message, because this happened to me earlier when I was trying to connect with the energy of Isaac Kappy. His energy is a little bit all over the place, if you know what I mean. So earlier I had to tell him to tell me in less cards the message that he wants to get across, because I'll get it through my intuition. So Isaac, you can tell me with less cards. All right. Here we go. Whoa. These just fell off right away. We have love and corruption. So I don't know if he was being sucked into some kind of corrupt love affair. Someone like playing with his emotions in that way. But we'll take those, because those just fell right out. What happened to you, Isaac? Tell us more about what happened to you when you died. How did you die? Was your death a suicide? I just dropped way too many. Once again. Let me put these back. But the ones on top were secret space program and jealousy, which I felt like secret space program is like when they say one thing, but really maybe it's something else, you know? And then with jealousy, that just kind of reminded me of that corruption and love card. So interesting. Okay, so he's happy on the outside. Again, that's kind of like what we were saying with the dark moon being the one painting the sad face, right? So he's confirming that that is true. I'll put those over there. Okay, so then we got the alive card and fired. So I don't know if he was fired from something while he was still alive. I don't know. If you know, put it in the comments down below. Because I don't know everything about what happened. So, alright. Now what does this have to do with your death? What does that have to do with your death? I feel like one was upside down. Maybe not. No. I'm going to take the other side. Okay. What does this have to do with your death? What does love, corruption, alive and fired have to do with your death? Surveillance. Surveillance, social media, that's true. He was on the camera, in front of the camera on social media. And we have no and child. Child was reversed as well. What do you mean about this no and child? Let's find that out. Isaac, what do you mean about no and child? I think, okay, he just told me. So when he was alive, he was fired and probably broken up with in a love connection as well. Fired, had this corrupt relationship leave him as well. Like, people were probably trying to suck him in, I believe. So what he was talking about on social media, what he recorded himself talking about on social media was a lot to do with crimes that involve children. So I think what he's saying here is that no, he did not want anything to do with that when it was like presented to him, if you know what I mean. Being an actor and musician. He's like, no. So that has female. Okay, and then we got a whole bunch. How many though? 1, 2, 5. Yeah. There's 5 plus female. Let's see what it says here. We got road, lies, man-made disaster, secret society, and crossroad. Okay, so I think that the corrupt love affair and possibly anything else, really, like all of these lies that were revealed to him were sending him down a particular path that I don't think he wanted to go on. And that female was probably part of the path. So I feel like with man-made disaster, secret society, and crossroad coming up, I feel like it was like he was kind of given this ultimatum. It's like, you either take what we're offering to you in secrecy or else. you know, there will be some kind of accident involving you. Because then we got the crossroad card, which is like you have to make a choice. You're at a crossroads. You have to turn left or right, right? And his answer is like, no. And he decided to take it to social media as well and tell everybody what he saw. And in fact, I found, although most of his videos are just wiped, I can't find them anywhere on YouTube. I did find a short, and in this case, he was talking about Seth Green.
Isaac Kappy was an actor in Hollywood, and he decided he was going to expose all of the sick things in Hollywood. And if you haven't seen my video about Tom Hanks, watch that to get caught up, but I'm going to show you what he said about Seth Green. Unfortunately, Isaac Kappy passed away after forcing himself off a bridge, but he said this.
I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal.
Now let's see what he had to say about Seth Green.
At the end of the night, it was me, Seth, and his brother-in-law, and Seth turned to me and opened up this secret bookshelf, and he's like, "This is where we keep the children." And I was like, I tried to just put it out of my mind, but then about a month later, Seth, Claire, and I were having dinner at their house, and Seth said, "We need to have a talk about chicken." And I was like, oh God.
So, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Go ahead and comment down below. Alright, so let's just kind of recap. So, Isaac was in control with he was in control, represented by this Chariot card, of the information, basically, that he was sharing with the people, the masses, his friends, the people that subscribe to him on the social media, YouTube, and probably Instagram and stuff. I don't get on my Instagram very much, so I did not follow him there or anything like that. But, and we also got that, you know, at his job, he wasn't getting his fair share. He was putting in, like, a lot of work, but, like, getting a little bit back from it. And that was a cause of his sadness, his hidden sadness, because he likes to be happy on the outside, right? Then we got that there was some kind of corrupt love affair. And the vibe that I'm picking up from that is that maybe someone was, like, dating him, but from, like, this, you know, this side of things. It was like a secret society type of implant type thing. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, though. So, we got alive and fired. And we got no with child, right? So, no, he didn't want whatever it is that they had to offer in regarding children. So then we have female. She's the one that kind of led the way with lies. She led the way. Okay? And now Isaac, before his death, leading up to it, he was at this crossroads where he had to make a decision to kind of like be a part of this secret network of people, or to, oops, have something happen to you. And it was all this corrupt female that kind of led the way with lies. I don't know anything about if he had a female. Yeah, we got devil and struggle. So I feel like there was definitely this struggle between like good and evil that was taking place in Isaac's world leading up to the event of his death as well. Definitely a struggle with that in some way. Alright, let's see if this deck has anything to add to this. I'm just going to shuffle it a couple more times. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Alright, so, Isaac Kappy. What else do you want to tell us about what happened to you? What really happened to you? Do you have anything else to add from this deck? Okay. Okay, so at one point, Kappy was actually feeling quite trapped. At one point, he was feeling trapped. And he's frustrated with that. It was something emotional that was making him trapped. So probably this love affair, this female, was the one, like, giving him the struggle with the devil. Remember? Alright, so we got, in the past, he was feeling locked, frustrated, locked up in his, due to the emotions caused by this relationship that he now knows is a corrupt relationship, obviously. Isaac Kappy, did you kill yourself? We got the blackmail card, just popped out. Did you kill yourself? Secret. Some kind of secret blackmail. It looks like a child is on this. Like a faint ghost child. Oh my gosh. So they used the secret. They used some kind of secret that you've done maybe with the children as blackmail. If you decide to go through with this. If you decide to follow the corruption, to follow this, I guess, during the struggle with the devil. Okay, so I asked, did you kill yourself? We got secret and blackmail. So the secret is the blackmail here. Because he had a crossroad, man-made disaster or secret society. It's a struggle with the devil. Whoa. Okay. We got crime of passion and communication. Remember, we're asking about if Isaac killed himself. Okay, so then we got runaway propaganda. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the runaway card is like him running away from his problems by doing that at the overpass is fake news. Because it's a crime of passion over this communication. And we got underwater reversed. So what was hidden, what was under the surface, is now coming up to the surface due to that communication. And so, you know, that wasn't good for this society, this network of devils. Who he was openly talking about, by the way. And his, all of the, what am I going to say? All of the videos that he put out are now gone. They're just gone. Okay, so we got organized crime. And we got portal. And travel and hotel motel. Okay, so I feel like whatever the secret blackmail information, the information that he was communicating about, like, children's secrets and stuff, this was done a lot in, like, hotels, motels, through travel. That was their gateway to, like, what they were doing and getting away with it, you know? Being in different places and, you know, not necessarily at someone's house, I guess you could say. Anything else? Distraction. Excuse me. We got distraction and deep state. So this network of people is sure to put out distractions regarding what happened to Isaac Kappy. I feel like Isaac was not happy with the way everything went down in his life in the end, even though he seemed happy on the outside. So I feel like, yeah, this network used that as the distraction. It was his blackmail, really. They used his own self against him, yeah, as the cover-up. Because this one fell out as I was talking about it. It fell out alone. It's all a cover-up. It was probably just to get rid of him, you know. Stop talking. Just, well, yeah. And I feel like, if you saw my community post that I just posted earlier, yeah. We just got power supply. I feel like, Isaac Kappy exposing, like, people was kind of like taking away their power supply. They were afraid of losing their power supply. The organized crime power supply. So, obviously, something had to happen. There had to be some kind of story. But also, if you saw my community post, the power supply card could also be because this could have been some type of ritual activity. I noticed that it was on May 13th, and 13 is a conspicuous number, or whatever the word is, auspicious number to die on. But if it was some type of spiritual ritual, like killing, if it was something like that, that would also add to their power supply in some way, in some sick and twisted way, spiritually speaking, and to them physically. Is there anything else you want to add? It says secret, trip, and intuition. I feel like there is, I feel like what I talk about when I talked about going to different places, traveling, this organized crime is never really in the same spot. That was like confirmation that that does go on. Is there anything else you want to add, Isaac? God home. And celebrity. I feel like he's home with God now. And he also has a name for himself just for, you know, speaking his truth. He lives on in that way. Strange as it sounds. All right. Yep. That is the end of the tarot reading today. So, as it states through the cards, he was definitely having a struggle with this devilish temptation, this network of people that were offering him a crossroad, a choice between basically joining them or death. It was like blackmail. So the network of people created a distraction, a cover-up through his death. And it added to their power supply being a possible ritual. Now, the way that they were able to make things happen was by traveling, going to different locations. Okay? This is for the organized crime. The network of people. We also got the runaway with fake news propaganda. So I feel like the story that, like, he was running away from something, or like his addictions or whatever it was, the story, like, that is fake news propaganda, because this was a crime of passion involving the communication. What he was saying and recording himself saying on social media, on YouTube, for instance. So what was once under the surface is now coming to the surface because of him. All right? All right, so when he was alive, we got the fired alive. So, you know, basically he was kicked out of his lifestyle, kicked out of his job, his career, kicked out of the corrupt, fake relationship that was set up just to get him sucked into this struggle with the devil. But he was kicked out of his whole life, basically, because he said no. Because he said no. So that's really what I feel is the truth. Also, we got, I almost forgot about these cards. In the past, he definitely felt like a mental lockdown. He felt locked in, like frustrated. He couldn't get out of something. And it was due to the emotional aspect. So I definitely think there was some kind of female involved that led the way here due to a love affair built on corruption. So built on lies, because we also got the lies card. So she was, you know, the female was leading the way with lies in a particular relationship, messing with his emotions and causing him to see it as difficult to get out of it, to get out of that relationship. All right. Well, Isaac Kappy, thank you so much for telling your story, for sharing your energy with us tonight. I think that Isaac Kappy is happy that he took control and he shared what he did with the people. And I think he feels at home now with God because he did the right thing in the end. He chose the right path in that crossroad, that struggle with the devil. So, Isaac Kappy, it's time for you to go back to the energy from where you came now. So, Isaac Kappy, thank you so much for being here and for letting me be a channel for your energy so that you could share your story. I'm going to blow out the candle now and close myself off as a channel for the energy of Isaac Kappy. So, Isaac Kappy, please return to the energy from where you came. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. I love you. Thank you. Goodbye.